Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just hit the link in the show description to support now.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Car crashes injure over 1 million of us every year. Because we're human. For over a decade, Waymo's been building a driver that's safer. Statistically, 10 times safer in the cities we serve. Not because humans aren't enough, but because they're everything.
Based on over a 94% reduction in serious injury or worse crash rates. Learn more at waymo.com.
You've got social dialed in. Search is doing its thing. So why do your marketing results look the same as 6 months ago? That's because you're fishing in the same pond as everyone else. Podcast listeners are a different audience entirely. More engaged, harder to reach through traditional channels, and ready to act when someone they trust makes a recommendation. We're Acast, and we put them right in front of you. Browse thousands of the world's leading podcasts, book host reads or run your own ads, and track every conversion in real time. Same skills you already have, brand new results. Acast. Acast.com/advertise.
Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. Enjoy your stay. Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. What's the news today? Have a drink, have your say. All opinions here today. Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. Enjoy your stay. Webby, GA, and Matt are here today. Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. Come and have your say.
So, like a loose heel, it took a long time for Speedway to return to terrestrial TV. Was it worth it? Well, I want to hear what you thought of the coverage. For me, I thought it was okay. I liked the new graphics and thought they did a decent job. But the Speedway itself, well, I have a few thoughts on that, and we'll talk about that in a minute. It took so long. It was like a 9-to-5 job, only in Speedway. Did you all cotton onto that then? Mm-hmm. Okay. Good evening. Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. We have from sunny Wales. Is it sunny Wales? We have Matt.
Sunny in Wales.
Not quite sunny, but it has been sunny, but it's clouded over a bit at the moment. Good evening, everyone. Yep.
It's going to rain, man. And obviously we also have Chris.
Good evening.
Okay. We didn't have a show last week. I'm afraid that was my fault.
Yep.
Because somebody decided to go into the back of my car.
Typical.
So I apologise for them. Less said. But what I wanted to talk about last week is I went and visited Northampton Foxes. Saw my first Speedway of the year, for me anyway, live Speedway. They made me feel very, very welcome. As you walked in, everything was, very self-explanatory. I liked the stadium. Matt, I think you would like the track. Good. For me, it was very, very reminiscent of Wolves.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Very tight, very the sort of pointy corners where you have to make the turn quite quick.
Charleston corridor, you mean? So.
Yeah, all of that stuff. I thought it was quite reminiscent of Wolverhampton, so you might want to have a look. Unfortunately, Speedway Entertainment wasn't great because Bellevue just ran away with it. I mean, there was just no competition. There was a couple of good races towards the end. I have a feeling it is a track that will show good races. It just didn't show it for me at the time. Yeah, there was a decent enough crowd as well. No, I thought the crowd was good. Not heavily dominated by Bellevue supporters. There was a few there. It took a very, very long time for the match to get through, and that would be my biggest criticism of the whole thing. We didn't leave until about 10 to 10 by the time the last race finished. Yeah. That's a long time for a speedway match. 7:30 till 10 to 10. Now, I mean, the other thing about the racing that affected that, it was very, 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 very hot. And so the track was dry, it wasn't too dusty, and they did water it fairly regularly, and that obviously contributed to the fact that it took such a long time. But once you had situations where when the water truck went back in, you then waited 5 or 10 minutes for the riders to be called on 2 minutes. Things like that. It's just Speedway shooting itself in the foot. But all of those things aside, I actually enjoyed my time at Northampton. It looked like a proper team. It looked like a proper Speedway match. I don't know whether anybody can see this in the camera.
Well, pretty good up, yeah.
This is the programme. It was okay. Yeah. It was a bog standard sort of programme, really. Which is what you'd expect, because they didn't have a lot.
Is there a lot in it, or is it mainly adverts? Or
not mainly adverts. So you've got an inside this issue at the front showing you what's inside. You've got a promoter's welcome, which is 2 pages long. Then from the team manager, and then from the pits, this time it was Adam Ellis, because that was his first home meeting for them. You had an introducing the Foxes, and then you got the Speedway review, which is all the stuff that I presume the BSPL tell them they've got to put in from around the different tracks. Pirate Swoop for Light Cap, Risk Returns for Cheaters, and the Results Roundup. All the stuff that you're going to get on your websites and stuff anyway. A How Speedway Works page, which was quite good. You got your... One thing that they did really well, actually, I have to shout out to them. So they were racing Northampton versus Bellevue, and then 3 days later they were doing Northampton versus Leicester. And they put both scorecards in the programme.
Oh, right, yeah.
So you got the Bellevue there, and then you got the Leicester one there. So people didn't have to buy 2 programmes. I thought that was very good. You've got your commercial corner, performer of the week. Which was Adam Ellis. This is all still the BSPL stuff, the British final preview, which obviously we will talk about. And then lots of stats from around the different tracks, including the Premiership and the Championship. And then an opposition focus on the Bellevue Aces, which is 2 pages long, and an opposition focus on the Leicester Lions, which is 2 pages long. And I following the Foxes from David Lowe. So
how much was it?
The price was, I think, £4. I was right, £4. I don't know how that what the prices are around other tracks, but it was okay.
Good. Good.
I mean, you have to say they didn't have time to put this together as a program, did they?
Yeah.
So you have to take that into account. But yeah, it was a decent enough program.
Seems more expensive than other ones, to be honest. But
yeah. I mean, I did wonder about that, but
yeah.
What are the facilities like at Northampton?
They're okay. It feels very much like something that's been built up from the ground upwards. So again, a track in the field, and it's just had things added to it. It has that vibe to it. It's got a grass bank all the way around, so the viewing's quite good. It's got one grandstand, which is not on the home straight, strangely. which I think they need to think about moving the starting gate opposite the grandstand to get more, would give them a lot more atmosphere, I think. I mean, they line up the bikes opposite the grandstand when they introduced the riders at the beginning, so they've sort of recognised that a little bit, I guess. Yeah, toilet facilities were nice. There were good places to eat, places to drink. It was okay. Yeah.
And easy enough to
They
get
haven't
on.
replicated the Swindon toilets on the back straight then.
No, nobody has ever replicated the Swindon toilets on the back straight.
On the back
Oh,
straight.
explain to me. I don't really know what.
The Swindon toilets on the back straight were. You could go there every single day and find at least 4 different new forms of life that have never been discovered before. Let's put it that way. Let's put it that way.
Off clean places.
It was not a clean place. If that place had ever seen a mop, it was probably before it was built. So,
It's nice.
I think you'd agree there, Matt.
Yes. You always knew when you were in the vicinity because of the aroma, shall we say? So
Yeah.
that used to percolate
Absolutely.
about that place.
I wish we had it back. Wish we had it back. Okay, so
true,
anybody got any questions on that? The proviso I think that you have to make with Northampton is, God, they had to put this together quick. You know, and that, so next year is going to be key, I think, with what they do. They need a number 1.
Yeah.
That's,
and of course,
you know,
they're tie up with its farewell meetings later in the year, aren't they? So
yes, they are. They were intimating that
for a big meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it'd be interesting to see how many people turn up for that. I may well do. I have a feeling you might do as well.
Yeah, I'm tempted to do that one. Yeah, so it's a bit late in the season, but
yeah, but big. There'll be a lot of Wolves fans there, you would think.
Yeah.
Fred Graham says programme at Glasgow is 52 pages for £3.50, plenty of context, and produced by Phil Lanning. There we go. That's pretty good, decent, isn't it?
That's pretty good. Yeah. Good to see Arlington has been saved, says Pete Clark. I know nothing about this. It is good.
Well, it's been saved. It's been saved for the car racing. I think you're a long way away from ever having Speedway back there, unfortunately. But you never know.
Fred Graham says there was a programme on the BBC named after the Swindon backstraight toilets. Your life in their hands. Very good. I like that.
Oh.
Right, shall we move on to the British final? The biggest no shock was obviously the fact that it was won by Robert Lambert. Leon Flint did very well, as did a certain Mr. Carnes.
Yep.
I think the star of the show, I think I would call him. Is Matt hiding in the caravan at Buxton? Chris wants to know, is Matt hiding in the caravan at Buxton?
He is.
No, not quite Buxton. It's not cold enough to be Buxton. So.
No. Give it a chance. It'll be wet enough soon. Yeah, your thoughts on the British final?
Well, like you say, it wasn't a shock. I think it was the biggest. I think that was partially the problem. Really, was the fact that everybody in the stadium knew who was going to win that meeting once Dan Bewley had obviously aborted his comeback. It was good to see British Speedway back on there. I thought the coverage was pretty slick. To be fair, good graphics.
I did like the graphics.
My only concern about it really was that it certainly wasn't vintage Bellevue. Let's put it that way. The racing wasn't the best. Obviously, the conditions played a part in it with the heat and everything. I should pull you up as well. I think the biggest star of the night really was Cooper Russian, 16 years old, and I think the youngest rider.
I think that's actually who I meant. I got confused then. Nobody here will be.
I think the youngest rider to get in the top 4 of the British final for many, many years, probably since Michael Lee, wasn't it, in '77. So
no, that was who I meant. It's the Alzheimer's is kicking in tonight. Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, the racing wasn't the best, but as somebody has just said, look, that's, sometimes that happens. By and large, Bellevue has proven itself to be a very, very good racetrack. It was a shame it wasn't. But having said that, like Cooper Rush and some great races, there were some good races that went on. For me, as I intimated in the start, the thing that Speedway does badly all the time is the thing that the problem that Northampton had. It takes too long.
Yeah.
Just takes too long. The minute one race starts, the other riders should already be lined up, ready to come out. That should be a thing.
Why aren't they?
I don't know.
They certainly are in the Grand Prix. It's the 4 riders that are going out for the next race are already sitting on their bikes ready to be pushed off before they finish the last lap of the previous heat. So they do get a move on in the Grand Prix. I should say as well, another one that impressed me was Ace Piper. Obviously, a late replacement for Robert Lambert at 7 points. He looked quite lively as well. Managed to get a race win under his belt as well. Probably one of the weakest British final lines we've seen for a long time. As well, which obviously we've talked in recent seasons about the fact that we've performed a lot better on the international scene. Of course, we've got the world final look at final coming up soon, but it wasn't, as I say, it wasn't a vintage Bellevue meeting, but I think if somebody from ITV was watching that, maybe it's given them a food for thought to think, well, it might be worth having a look at it.
I hope so. And I have to, but before I say that, I think the dementia is catching me because you just said Ace Piper replaced Lambert, but we'll
oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll gloss over.
The Welsh air, I think so.
Yeah,
Sorry,
nobody will know. Nobody will have noticed. No worries.
Two really old geezers. Sorry. Apologise.
I've totally forgot what we was talking about. ITV. I was very, very pleased. I don't know whether you've had a look at the ITV website. The number of fans that have been on there and thanked them for the coverage and said, "Oh, it was really great," and et cetera, et cetera. It meant exactly the thing that I think was needed to happen. The fans have sort of pulled ranks and pulled together and done that. So I think that's really good.
It is a sport that does need to have an element of TV coverage. I know we've got BSN, but the problem with BSN ultimately is they're preaching to the converted anyway. So
of course, yeah.
Hopefully you've got some people that were casual viewers that watched it on a couple of weeks ago at Bellevue and thought, might be worth taking it in a nearest track and finding out where it is.
It would be to BSN's advantage for the bit of more terrestrial TV, because then people will gravitate over to BSN if they want to watch some Speedway as well. So that it's it's all to an advantage. You have to sort of hanker back after. So I was thinking about this the other day, why Speedway used to be so successful on television and it isn't now. And I think by and large it's because Speedway wasn't shown live, so you didn't get all the big weights waiting for the action to happen. It was like this heat happened, then this heat happened, then this heat happened. So I
don't think it was ever shown live in the World of Sport days, was it, sir?
No, I don't think so. I think there might have been a couple of Birmingham versus Cradley matches shown
with Gary Newbon. I've got. But
it felt like it went through pretty quick even then.
Yeah,
it just feels too slow now. It is too slow. It's the biggest problem that British Speedway have got if they want to get covered on terrestrial TV, if they want to be covered live. They've just got to be quicker.
I'm guessing there hasn't been any plans to have any more on live TV at the moment. Then?
Not that I've heard of, but you would hope and you would bet that there's negotiations going on in the background. You would think.
Yeah.
Because I know for a fact there were people watching that have never seen Speedway, and also people who haven't seen Speedway for
a long time.
Decades.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you watched it, Webby, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I watched it.
It's the first time you've known what Speedway's about.
No, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah. I was quite drawn to that young lady as well. I don't know why. For some reason.
She has been mentioned on the various forums before now.
She's a lovely, a little girl. A couple of things sprang to mind, but...
Okay.
It's not 9 o'clock yet, so...
Yeah, let's...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, TV Mr. Bomber and Barker have a small scrap tonight.
Oh, we should say there is a meeting going on at the moment, of course, down at Plymouth. And it is currently Plymouth 37, Glasgow 29. So, a fairly comfortable lead for the Gladiators. They've been, Troy Butler's unbeaten for them on 3 wins out of 3. Joe Thompson's had 4 paid wins, so he's unbeaten so far. Daniel Klima 4-1, Ben Barker 5-1, Danny King 7, Andy Gremick 4, and Ben Wally has failed to score. And for Glasgow, Chris Harris 9-1, Sam Hagan 0, Jess Edwards 2-1, Kevin Yule Pedersen 3, Leon Flynn 7, Freddie Hodder 3-1, and Vinnie Ford 5.
Okay, we're all retired brick masons apparently.
I don't know what that means.
I have no idea what that means, but okay, I'll take it.
Unless it rhymes with something.
If you can go back up the shout box a bit, there's a few that we've missed, I think. If you ever go to the British youth events, they have the riders waiting at pit gate for the next race. Should be brought into League Speedway. Absolutely,
That's how it should be. That's how it should be for me.
That is the biggest blight.
We're not saying we should complete a meeting in 10 minutes like Frank Ebden used to when he was refereeing, but it needs to be there needs to be some sort of reasonable.
There also needs to be some sort of rethink, right? There needs to be some sort of rethink about RR, this business where because if somebody has that they end up having 2 rides on the trot, and so they have to, because that happened a few times at Northampton because they had ride replacement going, and a number of times it was. Okay, you're going to have two rides on the trot, so you're going to spend extra time. What does that mean? That should be the first thing. Is that should be we should know how much extra time they get in. That should be on a clock, the same as the 2 minutes. It should be okay. It's extra time, so it's 4 minutes or whatever it is. Yeah. So we know what's going on. That's the first thing, and also there needs to be some sort of rethink about how that works. About if we can find some way of preventing them being 2 rides on the trot. Can we say, okay, you can have 2 rides on the trot, so we'll do a heat 6 before we do a heat 7. Something like that's just off the top of my head, but there needs to be some way of working that, and because it's such bad downtime. So all of that needs to be looked at, and also the other thing that needs to be looked at. Okay, so we have approximately every 4 heats we have the tractors out and to grade the track, which is fair enough. I know it needs to be done. But if there's riders having 2 rides on the trot, do it then, in that time. That's something else that could be done to quicken the show up. These things need to be looked at.
A lot of times in meetings I've been to in the past where there's been a bad crash, there's been a few places where they've brought the interval forward early so they can repair the fence and just rattle through it afterwards. And yet there's other places I've been to where they've had a bad crash, had a 20-minute job fixing the fence, run the rerun, and then had a 15-minute interval. So it doesn't make any sense. You've got to keep your audience in their attention really, because if there's long gaps going on, that's when people. Yeah,
so I watched Northampton with my wife. It's the first time I've actually watched a Speedway meeting with her, because obviously I was always on the centre green doing the flag. And she got bored because she doesn't understand the intricacies and the ins and outs of what's going on as much as I do. Well, she's your target audience. She's a new person watching Speedway, and she got bored. She also didn't like getting hit on the head with the shale, but that just goes with the territory. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so we got a few more. So championship playoffs look set, not. Could be interesting apart from Glasgow as only having a 5-man team, or 4 if you take out Sam Hagan, as he has not scored a point for 16 rides currently. So Glasgow have been using 2 guests for a number of weeks now and into playoffs. Any other sport would allow you to sign replacements. Are we past the cut-off then?
I think we are, aren't we?
All right,
Cut-off's middle of August, I think. I'm sure the cut-off's middle of August.
Yeah, I mean, it's been done that way to stop the Greg Hancock Paul situation, I guess.
No, I was waiting for that one. So.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know which is maybe I don't know. It feels really bad that you can't sign a rider and then you have to go into playoffs and stuff like that.
Why is there a cut-off then? What was the...
Because when Paul... Oh, God. When Paul raced against Birmingham when we got to the final, they basically, for the last match or the last two matches or however it was, they signed a replacement, that replacement being the world champion Greg Hancock.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's to prevent that sort of thing from happening.
Yeah, Jeff Daniels has just pointed out cut-offs after 75% of your matches.
That's right.
Yeah.
But again, that's sort of on the face of it seems confusing, doesn't it? Because some teams, 75% of the matches means the cut-off for them is going to be earlier than other teams. So that sort of gives teams that are finishing their fixtures late a bit of an advantage. If that's how I'm reading it anyway, so I'm sure someone will put me right if that's not the case.
He surely should be able to sign an injury replacement. I mean, yeah, if we had squads, of course, this would put that out the window.
That's what it needs, but it'll never happen.
It's not going to happen because it's too expensive. Daniel Moe said he's just pulling our chain because he's a brick mason and we look like every foreman he's ever had. He said, all love, and I love the content. Thank you very much. You're very welcome.
I'm going to study.
Okay. I think there's a few more before then that we can talk about, and then we'll get on to the World Cup.
There's one.
I watched it with, and that's with the British final. I watched it with a non-Speedway mate. He was totally bored after 8 heats. He's a
something fan.
Supervised fan. I don't know what that means, so that might be a typo.
Is there any up there? I think we're caught up now.
Yeah, Pete says it's nice to see a few of the young ones slowly getting to the top.
This is quite interesting. The prize money for the British final was very poor, only £1,750 for the winner.
Yeah, well, that shows you where we are in Speedway, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. So World Cup.
Should say as well. Obviously, on the Saturday of the British final, that same night, of course, we had the Polish final, didn't we? So, which was a very strong field and played out in front of a very big crowd. Obviously, a bad crash for Patrick Dudek. I don't know whether you saw it, GA, but
I did not.
Quite a move that sort of divided from Barter Smiles in that race, which is sort of divided opinion a little bit as to whether sort of he went a bit over the a bit too hard in, and obviously that's ended up with Dudek crashing into the fence and being injured. So.
Don't want to hear. You don't want to see that. You don't want to. But it is part of the sport, as we keep being told. Although I have my own opinions on that, more of which later, I guess. Somebody called Nelo's Born. I need my glasses on. Love the show, which is 75 meeting, 75th year, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I had yeah.
Is that continuous?
I think it is.
Wow.
I think it is.
I don't think it. I don't think it is actually. I think they've been. I think it's been continuous since '69. I think, but there was a period of time between them where there wasn't. So.
Well, and there can't be many continuous from the.
Absolutely not.
Really. Pretty good.
Absolutely not. We should also, and I don't know whether you've got this, Chris. If you have, we can shove it up on the Facebook. That Birmingham Council have been calling that they're doing.
Oh, I've seen the petition.
For Birmingham Speedway about where they're going to build or where Birmingham Speedway was. We're being invited to put in our comments about it, and particularly if you're a Speedway fan, put in your comments about the fact that they shouldn't be allowed to build on it until another site has been earmarked for sport like Speedway, etc., etc. So if you can find that, We should
Matt
definitely
probably knows
put that
a
up.
bit about that, don't you? Through your dad, or has your dad mentioned it?
He's mentioned it, yes. He's mentioned how incredibly difficult it was to actually put a comment on the you achieved. I mean, I'm a lot more computer illiterate, and it fucks me a little bit, to be honest. But we got there in the end. But yeah, obviously we obviously put people's comments on, and obviously we'll see what it brings. Didn't realise actually it is actually a year today since the last meeting at Perry Bar. I didn't. That's quite surprised me when I saw that. I didn't realise it was a year today. So.
Yeah, because they did finish quite early, didn't they? Jeff Daniels says Dudek was back riding for Torrent on Sunday, so no injuries from the crash. So that's all good news. Right, we'll try again. World Cup this weekend. I actually don't know who we picked. We ended up picking in the end.
Yeah, well, I am just trying to find it now. So.
But you've got to say that it's probably between Poland and Australia, you would think?
I think now, obviously, we are without Dan Bewley. I think that's clearly going to be a huge disadvantage to the British team. But at the end of the day, we've got nothing left nothing really to lose now, I suppose, is there? So everyone's going to be expecting the British team not to do very well, but you never know. So, I mean, Denmark again as well, of course, in the final as well. So, but I think you'd have to. Poland just seem, they always raise their game, don't they, for the Speedway World Cup? They struggle in the Speedway Nations, but the Speedway World Cup is a kettle of fish, isn't it? And
my theory about that, by the way, which I've literally just come on the spot with now, is that in the World Cup, although it is a team event, you race individually.
That's very true, yes.
Whereas the Speedway Nations, which is a team event, you ride as a team. You two riders from each team in each heat. And that's maybe where they struggle. Have you frozen? I thought you frozen.
There is I mean, there is an element to that, isn't there? So it's at the end of the day, I mean, obviously you do work together as a team, but there's once you're out on the track, obviously you've got to be out for yourself, haven't you? You've got to go and perform for yourself as a rider. So
I've actually got somebody, Jeff Daniels, thank you very much, has put up the team for GB, which is Lambert, Wright, Ellis, Flint, and Brennan.
Yeah,
it's not great. It's not strong, is it?
Well, it's got probably the outstanding rider on the planet at the moment in Robert Lambert.
Robert Lambert, obviously, yeah, absolutely.
He's going to want to use it maybe as not just to bring the World Cup back to British soil for the first time since '89, I think it was. But obviously he'll want to get the better of Smarzik as well, because that'll be a nice little sort of
course,
just across the bows for him with the last few rounds of the World Cup coming up. So there's the Grand Prix coming up. Sorry, so but Charles Rice obviously was very, very emotional, obviously, after the British final, wasn't he?
He was, wasn't he? Yeah.
Obviously, with personal issues, and of course the fact that he missed a lot of the season through injury. Adam Ellis, of course, just back in the UK as well with Northampton. Leon Flint, as you say, started off like a steam train in the British final,
didn't he? Yeah.
Maybe a little bit towards the end. And Tom Brennan, I mean. Tom Brennan really someone that, if anybody needs to raise the game, it's going to be him. He's had a really tough run of results, hasn't he? Was very up and down at Bellevue.
I think he was more down than up, if you're honest.
Well, I have got the squads now in total. So the Polish squad, they are led by Bartosz Smalzik, Maciej Janowski, Dominik Kubera, Patrick Dudek, and Kasper Verena. For Denmark, it's Mikkel Mikkelsen, Leon Madsen, Michael Jepsen Jensen, Anders Thompson, and Frederick Jacobsen. And for the Australians, Ryan Douglas, Brady Kurtz, Jason Doyle, Max Frick, and Rowan Tungate.
I mean, you've got to say that's a strong-looking Australian side. And they always seem to pull it out of the bag a little bit on team events as well.
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, people look at these with the Australian riders. I mean, they've travelled a long way away, haven't they? There's always been there's probably more pressure on them to deliver because it's a long way home if you don't perform. So,
Yeah.
but there's always been a great spirit with the Australians, and as I say, they've done well in the Speedway Nations in recent times.
Mhm.
They'll be and they've got riders I think that will do well. Obviously, you don't know the key thing is going to be obviously the fact that it's at Warsaw. Obviously, I don't know how many not a huge amount of the riders that are rolling on the World Cup final on Saturday will have ridden a Grand Prix there because of course it's only ever been used for Grand Prix. So I mean there are going to be practice sessions of course leading up to it I would imagine, but um,
With
it's going to be
there'll be accusations of the track being changed to suit the poles on the day of the race because that's always the accusation, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, nobody seems to be talking really about the Danes, do they? I mean, if you look at their side, I mean, Mikkelsen, Madsen, Jepsen, Jensen, Thompson, Jakobsen. I mean, Jepsen Jensen's had a great season in the Grand Prix, hasn't he? He's
It really has.
Leon Madsen has obviously won a Grand Prix this season, as has Anders Thompson. And Mikkelsen's a good solid rider as well, even though he's not in the Grand Prix at the moment. So, Frederick Jakobsen, I don't know a huge amount about. Obviously, I would imagine he'll be sort of only coming in as as a replacement for riders, but that's it's not as the powerhouse of the Danes have had in years gone
No.
by, but they'll certainly be spoilers, and with the Danes they do like to get in amongst it, don't they? So
Is the danger for GB that we could end up finishing last?
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Car crashes injure over 1 million of us every year because we're human. For over a decade, Waymo's been building a driver that's safer. Statistically, 10 times safer in the cities we serve. Not because humans aren't enough, but because they're everything.
Based on over a 94% reduction in serious injury or worse crash rates, learn more at waymo.com.
I think there's a prospect of it. To be honest, it seems more likely than not. I think it would be a miracle to repeat the. I mean, you think how close we came to winning it in the last one in 2023. It was a fantastic performance by the British team that really, I think, really did have the poles really rattled in Rosslav. But I think it's going to be hard pressed to do it there. I mean, I think it's probably going to be Lambert fighting on his own, to be honest. So that's not to say that the other British riders won't be battling. There will be, but I think it's, as I say, the fact that the other British riders won't have ridden there, certainly won't have ridden there in any competitive action by the time.
I think they have to. I think they have to approach it with a "we've got nothing to lose" attitude, and I think that's certainly true.
I think it's going to be a lot about getting experience in a big international meeting like this.
I think that's going to be very important for the likes of Flinty, who's obviously having a great season. I mean, Ellis has been at this level before.
Yeah. That's right.
I think Tom Brennan has been at this level before, but he's in reserve position.
Yeah, but he's found it tough going this season, hasn't he?
He's found it very tough, and he doesn't look like the same smiley person that I remember him being at Birmingham. But Fred Graham says Flinty has been flying this year, top of the averages for Glasgow from the 1st of September and doing well for Landshut. As it's a man-made track, it's a level playing field. Do we think that's true? the level
Yeah,
playing
well,
field. I mean,
I should say, Fred, that all speed tracks are man-made ultimately, but um, so
yeah, this is
I think
true.
temporary track. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fair point. I think. He's uh, obviously, when we obviously me and me both saw him when he had those first few laps riding for Birmingham in the National League, and you could see then that there was something, he had something really
Something a bit
special about
special.
him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's maybe you could argue in some ways lost his way a bit for a couple of years, but he seems to be sort of stepping back to the sort of level that I think he's
Yeah,
certainly potential.
and on that, we've had a few riders at Birmingham from our National League days that we've all gone, oh, he's going to be special. The one that springs to mind the most,
Zach
of course, is
Vitanek.
Zach Vitanek.
Yeah,
But it's that there's always that situation. I think Brennan's probably going through it a little bit now, where you have that dip, and
It's how you
then
get out of that.
you have how you get out of it, and that's what Flinty's done really well.
Yeah, you always got the impression with Zach Vitanek that he wasn't someone who was very self confident, was he? But ultimately, you say he walked away from Speedway completely, didn't he? Obviously, he came back to Birmingham to ride in the championship era, and I think he only rode about 6 matches, didn't he? And
He
disappeared,
did,
and he
yeah.
hasn't been seen in Speedway since, which
No.
is a real shame because he looked,
He was talented.
probably he looked a really, really good prospect when he first appeared in 2015.
I remember his first race where he was awful. You remember that? And then his second race, he'd worked it out because he'd never ridden Speedway before. He was a grass track rider, wasn't he? And second race, he'd won it. He'd worked it out and won by a mile, and we were like, "Oh, wow!" Yeah. But anyway, that's a by the by. So I think we should give our 1, 2, 3, 4 for the World Cup. You can go first.
Go
I'm
on,
going to
then,
go for Poland to win it. Australia second. Denmark third.
And Matt's not even listening.
Chris.
Chris, even, sorry.
Oh my God, the dementia.
It's terrible, isn't it?
It's terrible.
Did I tell you I had the car accident?
I'm going to go for what Matt said, but the other way round.
You're going to say GB first?
Yeah.
Interesting. And he's accused us. I'm going to go exactly the same as Matt, to be honest. I just think that's what will happen. I hope I'm wrong. I hope GB surprise a few. I can't see them winning. Obviously, I can't see them winning, but I hope that they surprise a few people and have some good races and put it about a bit. And ride safe.
A medal would be a bonus, I think, wouldn't it? So
absolutely.
How many teams are there in it altogether?
Just the 4.
Oh, just 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a chance.
Darren Reynolds just made an interesting one. Should they have given Cooper Russian a chance? The lad has no respect for other big name riders. Michael Lee did his first Wildle final when he was 18.
I mean, possibly. He might have been given the opportunity and decided he didn't want to do it, of course. That's a big commitment, getting all your equipment and everything over there. We will never know. Plymouth 43, Glasgow 35 with 2 heats to go. Level and aggregate score at the moment, 84-84. Ooh.
Yeah, Chris Harris and Leon Flint have just teamed up for a 5-1 in Heat 13 over Troy Batchelor and Danny King. Troy Batchelor's been warned for moving at the start as well. So back to 8 points.
Ooh, that's going to go down to the wire. Talking of going down to the wire, and I seem to be losing my voice at the moment, I do apologise. Shall we have a look at the Prediction League?
Yeah, and I haven't got the scores, I'm afraid. I've totally forgot. I know that even though Matt did send them to me, but I can tell you that you are rubbish.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I've got them in front. I've got them in front of me here.
Oh, have you? Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got
7th.
Yeah, go.
Gordon Gamble 100. Yeah, Gordon Gamble 155. Phil Taylor 151. Someone called Brian Buck 147. Elliot Hunt, 147. Andrew Garner, 147. Andrew Green, 145. Michael Harris, 144. Myself, 141. Skippy,
Oh, you've
140.
caught up a bit.
Very good, 138. And Webby's down in 17th on 124.
Okay, well, you've caught up with me a bit there. I'm not happy about that.
If there was relegation, I'd be in there.
Yeah.
I'd be in that zone, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, let's go through the predictions for this week then.
Just before we go there,
Yeah.
Pete says nobody predicted Buxton to win 3 in a row.
This is true.
Oh.
Are we going to go for it?
Should say as well, it looks like they had a really, really good crowd for the Steve Casey Memorial meeting. Seen some of the photographs that people have put on it, and it looked really good. Certainly looked bigger than you would think most crowds would be for Buxton.
And do we think that somebody asked the question earlier, and I never put it out? Have the crowds at tracks increased since the British final?
Oh, it's got to be too soon, I think, hasn't it?
I don't know, but
well, I gather there was a very good crowd at Kings Lynn last night for the meeting against Ipswich. Although it is a local derby anyway, so they usually get good crowds for that. But
which Kings Lynn won.
Yep,
as I understand. Yeah,
key match. Obviously, a key match in the battle for that last player spot.
And that's going to go right to the wire again, I think, as well. Okay, shall we crack on?
I'm going to concentrate this week.
Okay. So the first match is
Poole against Plymouth tomorrow night in the Championship.
Okay, and I go first, so I'm going to say Poole by 12. Matt?
Okay. I've gone Poole by 16.
Poole by 12.
Okay.
Okay, next up in the Development League, it's Kings Lynn Young Stars against Middlesbrough Tigers.
That's up to you, Matt.
Kings Lynn by 14.
Kings Lynn by 20.
Kings Lynn by 12. I wonder if I can go all the way down by 12.
Okay, in the Premiership on Thursday night, it's Northampton against Kings Lynn.
To me. Ooh. Oh no, I've got to go Kings Lynn by 12.
Okay. A lot's going to depend on whether Adam has worked out the Northampton track yet, because he didn't when I saw him, Adam Ellis. Hadn't quite worked it out when I saw them. Draw.
Well, he was never a great fan of Mum. Well, if he's similar to Mum, but he was never a great fan of Mum.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you've gone for a draw, you don't?
I'm going to go for a draw.
Okay, I think this is a big beat to be Kings Lynn. They want to get in the top 4. I'm going to go Northampton by 6.
Okay.
Okay. Staying in the Premiership, Leicester against Bellevue. Top of the table clash.
That's somewhat.
I'll say Leicester by 8.
Leicester by 4.
It's going to be that sort of a match.
Bellevue by 2.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Ipswich against Sheffield is the next one.
It's up to you, Matt.
Ipswich by 12.
Oh, I don't say that. Ipswich by 10.
I'll go along with you. Ipswich by 10.
Okay. Redcar against Glasgow in the Championship is the next one.
It's up to you, Chris.
Redcar by 4.
Yeah, I think it's going to be quite close as well. Redcar by 6, just to be different.
Okay, I'll go Redcar by 10. Okay, next up, this is going to be a key beating in the Championship. Scunthorpe against Edinburgh.
Okay, down to me. Scunthorpe by 4.
Scunthorpe by 8.
I'll go Edinburgh by 4.
He's just trying to do different things to try and pull up on us, aren't you? Now, okay.
Go try something.
Okay, so moving on to Saturday night, Workington against Redcar in the Championship.
Okay, that's up to me. And that's up to Matt. Sorry.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gone Redcar by 6 on this one.
Redcar by 4.
Redcar by 8.
Okay, dokie. Staying in the Championship, it's Berwick against Edinburgh.
Oops, I can't spell. That's up to you, Chris.
Edinburgh by 4.
Berwick by 12.
No, not interested in what I'm going to say then. I'm thinking it through.
Really?
No, fair enough. I'm tempted to go for a draw. These things are always close. I'm going to say Berwick by 2.
Got some good results at home there, Berwick, haven't they? So, But Edinburgh, right, handy place for the playoffs.
Pete Clark is telling us that Kings Lynn Stars versus Middlesbrough has been cancelled.
Call off. Okay, all right. So next up is Bellevue against Sheffield in the War of the Roses on Bank Holiday Monday. It's Easter Monday. That's
Bellevue by 12. Matt?
Same. Bellevue by 12.
Bellevue by 8.
Okay.
Leicester against Ipswich is the next one. That's on Monday as well.
That's up to you, Matt.
Leicester by 10.
Leicester by 4.
Leicester by 10.
Okay, and finally, on Monday night, Sheffield against Bellevue, the return match of the big fixtures.
Bellevue by 12.
Sheffield by 4.
I've gone Sheffield by 4 as well. Okay, and that's it.
Okie dokie.
Stuff. I've got a stupid question of the week.
Okay.
Which isn't so stupid, really.
Is your mic on, by the way?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
Oh, sorry. I actually turned it down because I was a bit too loud last week.
Here we go.
Have any riders from the Asian and African continent made it into top flight speedway?
Not that I'm aware of. I can remember one. I think he was Caribbean rider trying. I think his name, if I remember right, was Clive Facey.
Right.
Tried at Birmingham, but never got out of the second half.
Okay.
Obviously, the Rio Rocket, whose name was
Antonio Limbach.
Antonio Limbach, thank you very much.
Yeah.
He's probably the only one that I can think of.
Okay.
Unless somebody else there knows differently.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at soundedouttogether.org. That's soundedouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Car crashes injure over 1 million of us every year because we're human. For over a decade, Waymo's been building a driver that's safer. Statistically, 10 times safer in the cities we serve. Not because humans aren't enough, but because they're everything.
Based on over a 94% reduction in serious injury or worse crash rates. Learn more at waymo.com.
There you
It's
go.
the only one I can think of, so...
Have you guys thought about setting up the Speedway Tavern Cup for the National Development League? Set up a GoFundMe page for the prize money? Say, Darren?
I haven't. It's an idea. I think I'd probably be more inclined to do it for the benevolent fund as an idea, actually. But
that's a good idea.
Yeah, that'd be a better chat, I think so. Yeah,
but that's
47-37 at Plymouth now, so Plymouth got a 4-2 in heat 14. So they win the meeting, and it has just started raining there as well, so they're just going to get it through in time.
so. They started what?
Raining.
What's the rain? What's that?
You know where we have like 3 months of sun?
Yeah.
Well, the rest of the year is rain.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I do remember at the beginning of this year we had something like 3 or 4 months without a day that didn't have rain.
I think somewhere had 42 days, I think, rain, yeah.
The Championship Knockout Cup final dates have been announced. Berwick on the 26th of September, Plymouth on the 10th of October. Why so long and late? Only in Speedway. I've heard that before.
What's this Brick Mason thing? Tell me.
I've never been able to work out this business of having these major meetings so late in the season.
No.
Because you're not giving yourself much chance to get a restaging date in before the cut-off.
And also you're giving it more opportunity for riders to be injured before that big date as well.
I suppose the only thing as well is they've announced them obviously in a month in advance, so that both Berwick and Plymouth have got time now to sort of, throw up some publicity for the event.
So I'm guessing, and Chris will tell me if I'm right or wrong if he's listening.
I'm Googling, what does a Brick Mason look like?
You need to get a life. But I'm guessing that you would know as a football fan when the season's just started, when the FA Cup final is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always announced.
It's in,
isn't it? So.
It's in May, isn't it? Yeah.
And that's the situation that we should have, isn't it? That should be set in stone. The final is going to be on. It'd have to be this week, I suppose, because of the fact that
something to look forward to. Yeah, the day out.
So I don't know. Don't know what people think, but we spoke about it before that the final of the Knockout Cup should actually probably be a one-off meeting at a neutral track.
Yeah, I think that would be better.
Yeah, that would be much more like an FA Cup sort of situation, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to have a voice for much longer. I'm really sorry.
I know, yeah.
I don't know what's going on. They shouldn't have let Lambert ride doing nothing for British Speedway, and it was a non-entry as a meeting. It would have been non-entity. Okay, as a meeting, it would have been a fantastic meeting. Anybody could have won it. But I'm not going to say that he does nothing for British Speedway, because if he wins, if he becomes British champion, if he becomes world champion, that's doing something for British Speedway. Would you not agree, Matt?
Oh, I would agree, yeah. I mean, just playing devil's advocate for a minute, Ty Woofingen had several years of not racing in the British final, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he chose that he could have rode if he'd wanted to. It's the British final, surely it should be open to British riders that qualify.
It should be the for me, the sort of showpiece meeting of the season in the UK outside of the Grand Prix. I mean, again, it's going to sort of raise questions about whether the British final should be a one-off meeting or whether it should be done as a round-robin competition at several different tracks. I know quite a few of the riders have sort of been quite vocally saying that should be the case. Richard Lawson obviously being the main one. He's obviously that's one of the reasons why he says he won't ride in the British final, because he doesn't agree with it just being at Bellevue. He thinks it should be either shared around the tracks, or it should be sort of a Grand Prix style event. I suppose there's plus sides to it, to having it like that. I mean, we've got a fantastic.
I mean, there are not. Where would it go if it wasn't? Let's think it through logically. Where would it go if it wasn't at Bellevue? I mean, Glasgow is probably
plus it's central, isn't it?
Is it big enough?
It's probably big enough, but I'm not sure. The facilities-wise, I mean, there's not a lot of seats in there. There's one small grandstand, and the rest is just. Although the viewing's great on the grass banks, if you get lots and lots of people in, which is what you are obviously hoping for, I'm not sure how that would work. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Glasgow's probably the one. Maybe Ipswich.
Jimmy ever just said Foxhall, so. Yeah, I've said quite a few times, I'm surprised if they look at having a Grand Prix at Ipswich in the next few years. Or a Glasgow.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. And that would be good. I think that would be good. So for me, that's the problem, is where else would it go? Poole? I mean, that's a long way for everybody to travel, isn't it?
I suppose Glasgow when you put it that way. So.
Well, yeah, fair point.
But if it's a one-off, people will travel.
It'd be interesting to see.
I mean, at the end of the day, people travel for Cardiff, so that wasn't exactly central.
Bit more central than Poole or Glasgow, but yeah.
Yeah, a little bit more, but not central if you're from Glasgow or Edinburgh, admittedly, so.
But Cardiff.
Jeff Daniel says Vauxhall's terrible gate and go track.
And it is now 9 o'clock.
It is 9. Oh gosh, well we need to go. I don't want to leave on that. I've seen some good racing at Vauxhall, so just to put that out there. I think people see a small track and tend to think it's gate and go. Sometimes it is, of course, but
Speedway Tavern.
Not always. Right, we have come, surprisingly, that's gone so quick tonight.
That's it.
We've come to the end of the night and probably the end of my voice, so it's probably a good job. We will see you all next week. Come on, Team GB, surprise us all. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
And I'm going to look at GA's guitar, and that's not a euphemism.
Okay.
What's the news today? Have a drink, have your say. All opinions here today. Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. Enjoy your stay.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Car crashes injure over 1 million of us every year because we're human. For over a decade, Waymo's been building a driver that's safer. Statistically, 10 times safer in the cities we serve. Not because humans aren't enough, but because they're everything.
Based on over a 94% reduction in serious injury or worse crash rates, learn more at waymo.com.
While every other channel is fighting for your customers' attention, podcasts are where they've already given it. No one accidentally listens to a podcast for 45 minutes. They choose to be here. They trust the voice in their ears, and when that voice talks about your brand, it doesn't sound like advertising. It sounds like a recommendation from a friend. Acast gives you that trust at scale. Digital precision, host-read authenticity, and performance data that proves it worked. Don't fight for attention. Buy it with Acast. Learn more by visiting acast.com/advertise.